Hey guys, it's me, Lil Ninja, back with another video, and today we're doing What If Deku Was the 9th grade ninja, and I'm glad you are starting to watch my videos again. Well, you probably are, because you kind of clicked on the video, so yeah, or else you wouldn't be hearing my voice right now. Well, there's going to be a little few things I need to talk about. Of course, I won't be doing shoutouts this week, but I will be doing them next week. Another thing is, our new goal is 500 subscribers, and yeah. Also, this What If will be made to where the mask is basically Izuku's power, and if you most likely clicked on this, you most likely know who the 9th grade ninja is, Randy Cunningham. I love that show. It's amazing. If you don't know what this is, go watch that show right now. Now. It's Little Ninja time. Assuming that you sat through my intro, you most likely watch Randy Cunningham, the 9th grade ninja. Good. That's very, very good. Now, without further ado, let's get into the what if. Izuku at the time is about 4 years old, and he is basically waiting for his quirk, trying to see everything that he could, until about in a few seconds, a little seal is on his hand. He shows it off to his mother, it being the weekend, him trying to figure out what it is, trying everything from saying activate to pushing his hand forward, and nothing ever happening until he starts blabbering on about ninjas, and eventually the seal starts to glow. As that happens, the mask would appear inside of his hand. Knowingly, Izuku would put the mask on, and he would be the 4-year-old ninja, and he would just be running around, running on the ceiling, and his mom eventually finding him, asking where he got the cool little ninja costume from, and then he would say he doesn't know, but this thing is awesome. He thinks it might be his quirk, and Inko looks at the markings and then looks at the symbol on his chest. If you don't know, this is not on the actual suit. It's basically the seal that was on Izuku's hand, but now it's on his chest. She would be reminded of something her grandfather said. Her great-grandfather, to be exact. Inko would drive Deku to about a 3-day field trip where she would introduce Izuku to her great-grandfather, also known as Izuku's great-great-grandfather, Randy Cunningham. Of course, this Randy did not do the final test, erasing his own memory. Wanting to remember how cool he was as the 9th grade ninja, he would have kept his memories, but hadn't gone crazy like, what's the name, because that guy was just a jerk. A total jerk. Randy would see the symbol on Izuku's hand, and then would pull out the Ninja Namicon. Having the Ninja Namicon, because after quirks appeared, they were basically obsolete. And if you're wondering how is Randy still alive after quirks appeared, well, this Randy is basically immortal. So, yeah, he can't die. Randy would then pull out the Ninja Namicon and give it to Izuku, saying that this book will help him do everything he needs to do. Of course, then the book would be absorbed into Izuku's hand. Randy would then sigh and then say, after the sorcerer has been destroyed, there's no one to battle except for villains. and there's no evil robots to get you off guard. This world is sorely about heroes. So I guess you actually do want to become a hero, isn't that right, young Izuku? Izuku would frantically nod his head, almost shaking it off of his shoulders. Izuku would then summon his mask and then put it on and then start playing with his ninja weapons. And then Randy would say, "No, do not play with those. They are not toys. I would say only use your ninja abilities, only show off your costume. You can, since there's no one to take the suit away from you, and since it's going to be classified as a quirk, there will be no one to try and take the mask away from you and try to end your life. So you are pretty much safe to show anyone you want your power. But still, please do not use the weapons. They are not for a 4-year-old child like you." Izuku would then promise that he wouldn't use the weapons until he was at least 13. And after that, we time skip to the point where Izuku, basically the regular canon timeline. Of course, this timeline, Izuku does not see Bakugo as much as a friend as he would inside of the canon. He would actually see Bakugo as someone to level himself up to, as also to make sure that Bakugo doesn't get out of line and try to bully anyone that is quirkless. Of course, Izuku is still quirkless. He just has a secret ability that isn't a quirk, but will be classified as a quirk. Of course, anytime Bakugo tries to get out of line, Izuku is always there to put him back in line. They're not friends, but they are sort of rivals. Izuku's friend, Kirishima, let's say Kirishima's inside their school at this time, and his other friend, which he also finds cute, Mina. I forgot Mina's last name, so yeah, just Mina, I guess. Izuku would basically spend most of his time with Mina and Kirishima trying to perfect his ninja skills. Having the ninja Namekan for a bunch of years, him only getting the tip of the iceberg, him kind of being cocky like Randy was back when he had the ninja Namekan. Of course, sometimes when he was younger, him not wanting to listen to the ninja Namekan caused him his abilities to go wrong. Basically, the ninja Namekan and him are linked, and the bird demon that resides in the Namekan is reside in the stone is now inside of the Namekan, not really having a purpose, but giving the Namekan powers, meaning that Izuku has a little bit of a power-up. Of course, Izuku can summon his weapons without the ninja Namekan, and he has once the seal appears on his hand, he does have a form of heightened strength. He only really uses his mask against basically big threats. But of course, he can still summon his weapons, but he can't use any of the ninja powers that he has. But he can use all the ninja tools. Basically, that's how his life is. And this day, basically everything happens to canon, except for Izuku calming Bakugo down, saying that he's not the only one going to UA. And he would start to boast about him as his group, Kirishima and Mina, stating that all three of them are going to kick Bakugo out of UA if he ever tries to get out of a line. And Izuku would start to say, bullying is wrong, right? Bakugo would start to get a tick mark in his head, starting to get even angrier than he usually is, threatening to explode Izuku's head off with his Shadow Boy self. This would be the new nickname that Bakugo give him, since he's technically not a Deku anymore. And Izuku would say, "Make me, Bakugo." Bakugo would then get insanely angry. Bakugo running towards Izuku. Izuku stopping Bakugo's fist and then punching him right in the face. With that, the teacher didn't really care since this all happens almost every day. For them, it's basically another day. Izuku would then sit back down while Bakugo would basically get taken to the nurse's office. Izuku and Mina and Kirishima would talk about getting to UA, and they would all walk the same path, with the sludge villain trying to go for Kirishima. Of course, Izuku not liking this, he would summon his mask and then place it on. With Mina and Kirishima not ever seeing his mask, only hearing about it, knowing that Izuku is getting serious since this suddenly happened and he wasn't prepared. Him smoke bombing all around the sludge villain and then trying to punch the sludge villain, but using Kirishima's body as a human shield. Kirishima trying to struggle out of it. Izuku trying to figure out a way to defeat him. Of course, with that, Kirishima is flaring around and surprising him as well. The Ninja words would appear in his head. The only way to avoid an attack is to avoid an attack. He's just not paying attention to Kirishima. He's only paying attention to the sludge villain. He has to pay attention to both, is basically what the Ninja is telling him to do. Izuku would begin to start going around and finding pieces where Kirishima is not. Of course, with this being a blind spot, Izuku punching the sludge villain so hard that Kirishima comes out, and then Izuku basically uses his wind attack and encases the sludge villain inside of a compressed wind ball. The sludge villain getting so compressed that he's eventually knocked out and then put into 2 bottles. Of course, All Might would then appear, and Izuku taking his mask off. All Might would say, "You're not permitted to use your quirk around here. But since there was a villain and he was trying to attack all of you, I will count it as self-defense." Of course, All Might would then take the bottles and then leave. Izuku and his friends then walking off a few more blocks, and then they would see explosions. Bakugo Katsuki. Bakugo would then just keep flailing around with the sludge villain. And if any of you are wondering, All Might dropped it anyway, is what I'm saying. All Might dropped it anyway. So yeah, Izuku would rush after Bakugo, not even giving it any thought, and would kick Bakugo out of the sludge immediately. Then would summon a smoke bomb and disappear instantly, and would go behind Bakugo. Then Izuku would summon his mask and would put it on, start ninja slicing and everything. And then placing the sludge villain in another compressed wind ball, basically. Izuku would then give the wind ball to the heroes and take his mask off. They would berate Izuku for not letting the heroes take care of it. Then Izuku glares at them, stating that you were not even going to help. And plus, All Might dropped this. I had to deal with this same villain earlier because my friend was about to die, and then you almost let another student die. You shouldn't even be allowed to call yourself a hero. And with this, changing Izuku's mind about heroes, but still wanting to become a hero, a real hero. Only people that risk their lives, even though they know that it's not, they don't have the right quirk, know are should get those people are the only people that can call themselves real heroes. I also have no excuse since my quirk is ready for anything. But even with your quirk, you should have helped the kid. Izuku and Mina and Kirishima walk off, rethinking what heroes are really about, vowing that they will become real heroes. Of course, All Might appears and asks the other two to leave. Of course, Mina and Kirishima would say no, stating that they will stay because they are his friends and they should know whatever he knows. They tell each other everything, is basically what they say. Even both Kirishima and Mina know about Izuku's secret of being quirkless. So Izuku nods his head. Whatever you have to say to me, say it to them too. Izuku Midoriya, will you accept my quirk? Izuku would flat out say no. And All Might would say, you're not even questioning it? You're just gonna say no? Izuku would say, I don't need your power. I already have a power that was given to me. And then he would summon the mask, telling him the secret of the ninth grade ninja. All Might sighing, asking, do you know anyone with a hero heart? And then he would point at Kirishima and Mina. And then he would say, you can choose either one of them. Or actually, why not both? Well, how do you pass the quirk on? All Might would state that he passes the quirk on through DNA. But if their bodies aren't ready, then their limbs will explode off. Izuku would then think and say, give me 3 pieces of hair. I'll train them in a week. I'll train both of them and figure out a way for both of them to gain the quirk. With that, All Might would really think if he could do that, then he would have multiple successors, and then the quirk would be passing on 3 ways. All Might would point a thumbs up and say, meet him tomorrow at the beach. Izuku would sigh and say, you're on. Of course, after that, All Might would then cough up blood and then transform into a Small Might form. And then Izuku would state he knew something was up. Well, see you later, All Might. Come on, guys, I gotta figure out a way to get you guys these powers. And Mina and Kirishima will start to question if that is actually All Might. And Izuku says, yes, it's the same All Might that captured the Sledge villain. And I can sense his power. It's definitely the real All Might. Of course, this would surprise Mina and Kirishima, but they would listen to Izuku. Izuku getting to his house with Mina and Kirishima coming in, and immediately Izuku would tell his mom and would tell her to keep a secret and not to tell anyone. The reason why he only told her was he didn't want to keep a secret from her. Plus, he kind of can't since he's bad at keeping secrets. Well, he's bad at keeping secrets away from his mother, is what I'm saying. Izuku would then transfer his ninja energy into the hairs, making them basically separate hairs, willing to give the power to both people instead of just only one person. And then he would place the last hair and sew it into his mask, forcing his ninja energy into the mask, and the hair would then disappear and he would gain one for all into the mask. Basically, with that, the mask was able to fully control it, but is only would multiply the power by 100 and is only letting Izuku using the power of 1%, one for all, which would be 100% inside of the mask. Izuku and All Might train both Mina and Kirishima, with Izuku already being able to use one for all fully as his own ninja skill. With the mask, as I already said, making it better. I'm almost done with this video, and I gotta keep going. It's boring. where am I? Izuku. After that, with the training of cleaning the beach, with 3 of them, it was fairly easy to clean the beach in 3 months, especially with them being able to use their quirks. Izuku would then train both of them in One for All, seeing as All Might does not know how to use it at all. Of course, for the first duration, Izuku tells them to only put it throughout their body as a last resort, and keep it in one spot of their body, because people are not going to believe that. People will start getting suspicious if all 3 of them have the same quirk. Of course, my quirk has multiple powers, so they won't suspect it from me. But if y'all 2 have the same quirk as me, they might suspect a few different things. Mina and Kirishima would nod, making sure to keep their power in one spot. Of course, this would hurt the few times that they used it, but learning to control it more than Izuku did in the past months, basically having 7 more months than Izuku to train with the quirk. Basically, them being able to, with their quirks, getting to about 10% for each Kirishima and Kirishima and Mina, with Izuku already having 100%, but basically it's 1%, like I already said for Izuku. And that is where I stop for now. I hope you liked the video, and I really hope that you will like my other videos. Well, without further ado, Little Ninja out. Little Ninja says bye.